Trying to figure out why I can't get this stupid thing to rotate. I don't know why my phone's being stupid right now. Let me see if I can get this. I guess we'll just shoot it this way. There we go. Anyhow, I wanted to jump on here and say hi to everybody. Got my new posters behind me. Yeah, I don't know why this stupid thing wouldn't let me rotate that. I don't know if you guys can see Duke's back there looking out the window. But anyhow, I had a few... That was not a ghost. I'm having all kinds of trouble here. Okay. Maybe the EXORCIST poster is causing me grief. Anyhow, I want to jump on here before I go get Kenzie out of school, so I know the signal up there sucks. I want to say hi to everybody. Let's see here. Trying to find... Okay, phone, all you gotta do is just sit there. Okay, I'm not gonna touch anything. Lord, going live shouldn't be this hard. My mount's not wanting to cooperate. The good thing is chat's working. So anyhow, I want to jump on here and say hi to everybody. Hope everybody's ready for the weekend. We've got brand new family haunting episodes coming out all this month of October, so we're very excited about that. I think I was up at 4 o'clock this morning editing. Like from the post I had on YouTube, it's probably one of our most heartbreaking episodes yet as far as like Paranormal Nightmare goes. So it's been like this emotional roller coaster. But we promised the family that we'd wait till after the trial to release anything. So we're going to do that. I think the trial starts next week. And it's supposed to last, I think, at least 3 to 4 days. So once the trial's over, then we'll upload that episode for you guys. Which I think I'll upload some more information. I'm going to reach out to the family first before I say too much about it. But I think they're actually streaming the trial live. If that's the case, I'll post a link for you guys to watch. And then that'll give you more information on the episode, so it'll make more sense. But yeah, it's, you know, we've been doing this since 2004. In this case, just absolutely the responses that we got, you know, really validated for us that, you know, there's another side. Once you see it, it'll blow your mind. And fortunately, the family was there with us, which always makes it nice because they're able to witness everything as it happens. So, got any questions on there? Yeah, we do have a premiere tonight. I think a lot of you guys have watched the Alone series. This is an episode, basically, you know, we went out, we filmed everything ourselves. And then, so we have access to all the footage. And then I was able to edit an episode the way we edit everything. So that's what you're seeing tonight is our edited episode tonight. Which I will say is pretty scary. And as you guys know, it's occasionally we'll do a case, like I've done a few cases by myself and you're alone and it's always scary. So it's basically the same way. And then you'll get to see Sean all by yourself, and see if Sean can make it the entire night. Hello, Melissa. We want to give a shout out to everybody on Patreon and a shout out to everybody who has joined us on the channel memberships. As you guys can see behind me, if you can kind of see the Exorcist. For those of you who don't know, like Exorcist was like one of my favorite horror movies growing up. That show always gave me nightmares. And I think next weekend, October 6th, the new Exorcist movie comes out, the remake. If you guys haven't watched the trailer yet, it's like absolutely the scariest trailer. So I'm going to take Kinsey and watch it. Duke is a Pit Bull Husky mix. Trying to think what else. Oh, also we've got Friday, October 27th. We'll be at Crawfordsville. I think that's it. The Rodeo Museum in Indiana. The episode we did. We'll be there for about 3 hours in the evening, and we'll post a link to that. And it's all free of charge. If you guys want to come by and say hi. Like I said, we'll be there for about 3 hours. And then we've got to head out because we're actually doing a Halloween special for you guys that Saturday, October 28th. So we'll be going live that night. So we've got all kinds of great things planned for you guys this month. I know October is always a big month for spooky, scary videos. Yeah, other than that, we've been working hard with families. We've been out every weekend. Last weekend, which we went live, the family had called us on a Sunday and said, hey, things have taken a turn for the worse. Can you guys make it out here? So we made a special trip last Sunday and went out and helped the family. And just been so busy getting so many calls from different families all over the country. And Duke and I wanted to just jump on here and say hi to everybody. Yeah, we've been like crazy busy. And then just trying to find the time to edit when we're not on the road. I would tell Duke to come over here and say hi to everybody, but I can guarantee he's going to knock over these posters and then he'll get in trouble. So we'll leave Duke lay on the couch. Yeah, we would like to come to the UK. I know Rocky was just over there. I want to stop that comment, but go back and read it, but I'm afraid if I touch my phone, it's going to fall over. Next time, I'll take a little bit more time and get this all set up right with a better mount. This mount is actually made for our cars, so... Yeah, so this week, tonight, you'll see me alone. I will say, I don't typically like watching myself, but it's actually turned out a lot better than I thought. So it was one scary ass night. And then next week, you'll get to see Sean. And then after that, we've got family haunting after family haunting. And then a couple weeks ago, we filmed an episode with the Hope Doll. If you guys aren't familiar with the Hope Doll, it is a supposedly doll that is possessed by a demonic entity and has affected many people. It's just went through the museum. It's the Archives of Afterlife Museum in Cameron, West Virginia. So we've got that episode. That's the night that Sean gets attacked, and we caught it all on video. Thank you, Heather. Which is always good when you catch it on video. I believe, yeah, people have seen it on Patreon, so you get to see exactly what happened to Sean. It's probably one of the best pieces of footage we've caught in a long time. Thank you, Kazie. Kind of sucks this phone. I like it turned the other way. But it is what it is, right? So yeah, this weekend we will be heading to work with another family. This is another potentially dangerous case. I feel like that's all we get anymore, which is good. You know, we like to help as many families as we possibly can. This is a pretty good shirt, isn't it? The Boo Crew. We had a lovely fan send us matching sweatshirts. So when it gets a little bit colder out, we'll all match. I was trying to read some comments here. Thank you, Erica Jeffrey. I will post a link to the court case. Like I said, it's not no big. I mean, it's been all over the news, so it's not like it's some big secret. But I believe, and I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be streamed. We were wanting to get cameras in the courtroom. I don't think that's going to happen, but at least we'll have cameras outside the courtroom when they do the verdict. Thank you, D-Straw. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like one of the craziest episodes I think we've done in a long time. I mean, even just sitting here editing it this morning, you know, it's just such an emotional roller coaster. I don't want to talk about too much because then I'll get all emotional on you guys, and I'm trying to be happy and be in a good place for tomorrow's investigation. Thank you, Melissa. I'm not quite for sure where Rocky and Sean are. I just talked to Rocky. I know he's probably getting stuff ready for tomorrow. So we got a long road trip. Yeah, we do have some cases in Wisconsin, so we'll be heading up that way. Let's see if I hold this, I can say thank you to you guys. Thank you, Mike, Karen. Whoops, I want to hit that button. I feel like things are better if I don't touch them. Thank you, Lakota. I did get a new rosary, so thank you. Actually, the episode we did last weekend, I've never seen so many rosaries in my life. So they have a plethora of rosaries inside their house. And it was pretty neat because what I liked about the episode we filmed last weekend was the language barrier and then how still the paranormal fit with all that. Thank you, Mama Bear, which is pretty neat. And I guess I never realized how big like the paranormal and hauntings and major cases there are in like South America. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, so with that case, like I said, I'll reach out to the family. I don't think there'll be an issue with us posting anything, because like I said, it's been all over the freaking news, and wouldn't be hard for anybody to find and watch, so we're not breaking any breaking news on anything. And then I'll just post something about it or talk about it whenever we go live. I mean, we legit had the most intelligent conversation with the spirit inside this house for about 3 hours. And what amazes me is when you get response, it's kind of like chasing evil, although this is a paranormal nightmare episode, is the responses that you get over the spirit box that only the victim or law enforcement would know about. And to me, that helps validate things even more. I mean, things were so specific, they asked us to hold off on releasing the episode. That's how specific it was. So it's pretty crazy. Thank you, Luke. See if we got any questions. I got to make sure. What time is it? 1:08. I don't want to be late getting Kenzie. Thank you, Jen. Do you rent Sean for parties? Nope. Sean's a good boy nowadays. Duke is doing good. Duke is back there sleeping, aren't you, Duke? You want to come say hi? Huh? You want to come say hi to everybody? Thank you, my Henninson. Is that what that was? Hello, all channel members on here. Give you guys a shout out. Christine. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing the last month, is trying to get everything ready for October. I know October is like always a big month for paranormal and scary stuff, so kind of getting all that in line. Nope, Sean and I are not twins. We're actually 16 months apart. Thank you, Sherry. Chelsea and Douglas, they watch and wanted to shout out. These posters I'm actually going to hang. I still got to get 2 more. I've got to get the Amityville Horror poster, and then I've got to get the Conjuring poster, and then my collection will be complete. Although I'm not allowed hanging these up in the house anywhere, so I got to find somewhere to hang them. Josh, what is your scariest moment? I think the scariest moment is when I was in the basement by myself. Thank you, Kathy. And I had that real loud bang. And Rocky and Sean were out in the car. That's the episode. I think when Rocky and Sean are in the car, you hear me yell for Sean, and they come running in the house. I think that was scary because, 1, it was just so loud, and 2, the path to get out of this basement, because like I was in the furthest room away from the steps to get out of the basement. She would have had to go in and out of all these different rooms to actually get out of the house. And I'm telling you, it was like so loud. Sometimes it doesn't come across like the video from the camcorder audio and stuff, but when you're down in there by yourself and pitch dark and something like that happens, it's like legit super scary. Tracy loves the hoodie. Thank you very much. We all 3 have matching hoodies. Yeah, I'm excited for tonight too. Tonight's a pretty good episode. I am locked inside the speakeasy the entire night by myself, and all kinds of crazy stuff happens. What made it even more scarier is, or not more scary, but what made it scarier is when I tried calling like Sean or texting Sean, I couldn't like reach anybody. The walkie-talkie didn't work because I was just so far away from everybody else. So that made it like super creepy. Really, the only vetting process, I mean, we get contacted daily from families, and it's really the ones that seem the worst are the ones we tend to focus on. Naturally, there's all kinds of hauntings out there. There's, people can have spirits in their house and coexist and be a peaceful spirit. I mean, not every haunting is negative and demons and stuff like that. We tend to focus more on the darker side of the paranormal. So when families are really being affected and are in real bad trouble, those are the ones we tend to focus on. And of course, nowadays, the vetting process is a lot easier just because the cell phones and people have cameras inside their homes. So the evidence that families provide to us, is a huge help. Where back in the day, you were just going off what they had experienced and there was really no evidence to back anything up. So yeah, the more dangerous the case seems, and the more that we feel the family needs help, those are the ones we tend to focus on. And then naturally, when you get there, there's nothing you can do to make the spirits be active. You just hope that, you try whatever you can do to get them to communicate with you. I think that's what's good about having the three of us is, three of our, we have three different energies, three different dynamics, three different ways that we go about investigating. We've all got our own style. So, if we're inside of a house and the three of us, we're not getting a whole lot of stuff, that's when you see us split up and we'll go in one at a time. And there might be instances where I capture, the spirits are really eager to communicate with me. They won't communicate with Rocky and Sean. And then vice versa, Sean will go in and they see that Sean is more timid and more scared of them. So maybe they'll be more active to him. And I think that's what's helped us over the years is just having, different ways that we can investigate. I will say the last 3 or 4 cases, though, the spirits have been like crazy mean to Sean. So I agree, Shannon. Sean's really, Sean's always been a good investigator. And like even as a kid's growing up with dealing with what we dealt with, Sean was always the chicken. He was always the one hiding under the blankets, and he was always the one that would want to be in the middle of Rocky and I if we were in bed together. So, some people may say that, why act like that if you're an investigator, go out looking at it. It's just, that's who Sean is. That's, his real personality is he does get scared. I think anybody put into the situations that we get into sometimes would be scared. And that's basically just the way that we've always done it is, we go in, we do our investigation, we film everything, what we see, what we hear, what we experience, how we react. That's what you guys are going to see. Yeah, I agree. That helps, us all three having our own personalities and the way we approach investigations. I think Sean comes from it like nervous, if that makes sense, because he's not always like super scared until things start to happen. And then I tend to take the more aggressive approach, and then Rocky tends to take the calmer approach. And then you just hope by the end of the night one of those approaches works. I'm trying to think, who was the troublemaker growing up? I feel like Rocky was the troublemaker growing up. I know you guys find that hard to believe, but I feel like he was. Hi, Christy from California. You got Mark. Tammy, Rebels up in here. What other mods we got up in here? We got Kathy, Dan. Yes, there'll be a new episode tonight at 8 o'clock. Just go to the channel and you'll see it. Pretty good episode. People on Patreon have seen it already. And like originally, which you'll see in the episode, like originally when I went in, you have a light, because you're basically setting up, explaining to you guys where I'm at, all that stuff. And then like I hate to investigate with lights on or have any type of lights. I like to just be in complete darkness. So it wasn't very long. I went, Jerry's in here. Hello, Jerry. So it wasn't very long that I went complete darkness. I just feel, I know it's weird to say, but I feel more comfortable and safer being in the dark versus having like a light blinding you in your face. Which I know a lot of people have kind of been a little bit negative for tonight's episode, but it's not as bad as what you think. I always say just watch it and then make up your opinion afterwards, but it's literally Sean and I going into 2 separate buildings all by ourselves. And like I said, we were given all the footage. We even used our own cameras, our own equipment. So and I think that really helped because I think Sean and I brought our dynamics to the show, because I always say we're a little bit different than most of your paranormal teams on YouTube because we're just not going into like a haunted building to document activity and get scared and all that stuff. Obviously, we do haunted locations every now and then, but our main focus ever since we started back in 2004, one of our very first cases we did was a family haunting. And that's really been our passion, is working with families, helping families. And it really gave us a purpose in the paranormal. If it was just going around haunted buildings all night long, it wouldn't be something that I would be as passionate about. And really the only time you see us do that is when we need a break from the paranormal or from working family hauntings. We'll go investigate Waverly Hills or Pennhurst or something like that. But yeah, our main passion has always been families, and until the day we hang up our ghost hunting coats, we'll always be helping families. So we do appreciate the feedback. I mean, as you guys know, in this field, the paranormal field, you're always going to be scrutinized. Any evidence you put out there, any questions you ask, just anything just is constantly scrutinized, which is fine. And like I said, we've been doing this for almost 20 years, so we're used to it, especially when you're putting yourself out there in public. And that's the biggest thing for us is, the families trust in us enough to tell their story for them and put them out there for everybody to judge. And thank you, goods only. I think that's what that said. Good vibes only. That's how I live my life. Good vibes only. So yeah, just watch the episode. You can make up your own decision. I mean, it's really no different than any of our other episodes. So I think you guys will enjoy it. It's like super raw. Like this is probably one of the rawest episodes I've ever put out. No interviews, nothing like that. Just going in straight up investigating. And then next week, you'll get to see Sean get attacked by a bat. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Rebel Rocker. Hello, Paul. Hello, Who Dis. I love some of these names. Thank you, Rachel. Ashley, Tracy, Cam. Jimmy. Try to read some comments here. Anybody do anything exciting this weekend? Do you believe there is another dimension after death? I believe there is. I don't want to get too in depth with that. Obviously, however you want to categorize heaven and hell, and if you consider those dimensions, but I've always felt like the other side is like so close, and that God allows us to see and hear things to make us question things and to ultimately have stronger faith. And what's cool with the Hope Doll episode coming up here in a couple weeks, a lot of you guys know Steve from Paranormal Quest. He's deep into religion and stuff, so it's cool to get his side of, the paranormal and working with families. And but I'll tell you, the episode coming up, I can't stress how, like, if you're a skeptic after watching this episode, there's no hope, because it's like legit the craziest thing. Say my name, Angie Garcia. And the case we did last weekend was super good, because a lot of the questions and stuff were in Spanish, and then getting the responses we got, really helped. Thank you, Margaret. Which is pretty neat, crossing those ethnic, because a lot of the stuff that we see here on YouTube are, hauntings and stuff here in the United States. And so it was neat just to see questions and stuff being asked in Spanish and then getting the responses that we did. Jacob, I'm hoping to have that episode out. The trial starts next week. It's supposed to last 4 to 5 days, and then hopefully we can do that afterwards. Naturally, you don't want to do anything or say anything that would jeopardize, a conviction or anything like that. So, and we'll definitely, once we air the episode, we'll just go live that weekend, a day or so later, because I'm sure you guys will have like a million questions. And hopefully we can get on here and clear those up. The case was actually, we were going in just to help a family that was being haunted, and it kind of took a drastic turn, and I don't know. It's definitely one of the hardest episodes I've worked on in a long time. I know, like, the Don Warren episode really emotionally was hard to work on. And then, of course, all the Chasing Evil ones are hard to work on. But as far as a paranormal episode, this is right up there with the hardest ones to edit. Because not only, you're there and you live it whenever you're doing the investigations and filming and everything, but then you have to come home and spend 60 hours editing it. So you're constantly, in that emotional bubble. And it's definitely sad. That's our thing, is we like to spread happiness, and we want to see people succeed and be happy. And when you get out there in the real world, you just see how much evil is really out there. And it's just sad that, people are that evil to do things like that. So thank you, Christy. So yeah, it's never, some cases are just normal episodes, but then other cases really affect you emotionally, and I don't know, it's just hard sometimes. We'll leave it at that. I need my chapstick too. Hello, Margaret. You guys, don't let me forget to get Kenzie. Kenzie will be pissed. Parker, we have not done any cases outside the U.S. yet. We hope to soon. That's the thing. You like, usually with this, I would say like before COVID hit, like with this, you would run through like stretches where you would get all kinds of cases and then you'd have a couple weeks where you didn't hear from anybody. But it's like in the last couple of years, it's just been case after case after case. So it's just trying to get caught up has been almost impossible. Yeah, we're going to do some fan investigations. We're going to work on some stuff next year. So we'd love to get you guys out there and hit different parts of the country and do some meet and greets. And the last one we have this year, like I said, will be in Crawfordsville, Indiana on October 27th. That's a Friday night. We will be there at the Rotary Jail for about 3 hours. It's all free, so you guys can come out and see us and say hi. Thank you, Harley. No, we try to say hi to everybody regardless if they pay or not. We don't, we appreciate all the support, but we still treat everybody equally. It's just the messages scroll by fast sometimes and it's hard to focus and talk to you guys, then read messages. I feel like we will come to Florida probably next spring. We have a lot of cases further south, like Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, that we want to get to. It's just, right now, it's just a little bit harder for us, but we're hoping to. Freaky Foreman Friday. Australia is definitely a place we want to get to. California. I've never been to California, but I've heard it's one of the most beautiful states. Ohio is kind of like a boring state. It's a boring looking state. We would love to come to Scotland. That's what we need to do, is just spend about 2 weeks over in Europe and just hit. Because I think that would be cool, just getting out of the country and helping families. Thank you, Rach. Getting out of the country and helping other families in different countries. And nope, we do not charge families. We've never ever charged families. That was kind of our thing from day one. We had a certain amount. We had things that we agreed to when we first started. Is one, we would not take any money from, families try offering us gas money, we won't take it. So we don't take any money from any families. We do that because we want good karma. And, just film everything, and what we get is what we get. Some episodes are scarier and more exciting than others. Some are a little bit boring, but it's better to have a good, honest investigation that's boring than a crazy investigation where you question everything. And plus, I don't really ever want to go into a family haunting and experience all kinds of crazy negative stuff, because then that means that the families has to live with that. We do stay in contact with almost everyone that we've worked with. I can't think of anybody that we don't stay in contact with. Yeah, so we're always, the families are updating us, or we'll shoot them a message or a phone call or an email just to see how they're doing. But you got to think, we've done I would say over 1,000 episodes with families. So I sit back and I think sometimes, we've been doing this since 2004 and well over 1,000 cases. It just seems surreal because I can remember back when we did our very first case. And just the way the equipment's changed, the technology's changed, the way you edit episodes have changed, the platforms and stuff, the reach. It's just crazy how things have changed so much. Yeah, I think the first couple years we did this, there wasn't even YouTube. So there was really there was no platforms online to like share stuff. I didn't even know if you could put like videos on like MySpace. Anybody remember MySpace? That was like the first big platform with the internet, I think. Dawn, I was talking to for a while, and then I know she moved in with her mom for a little while. I might try reaching out to Dawn. I haven't heard from Dawn in a while. Thank you, Donna. That was Donna's very first post. Thank you, Mitchell. Yeah, I think the real OGs, original ghost hunters. Yeah, I know we started about the same time. If you guys remember back when like Ghost Adventures released that documentary on, I think it was Travel Channel at the time. It was just like a one-off documentary. And then of course they were picked up by the Travel Channel and started their series. But growing up, like shows that I would watch just to learn how to investigate and how to work with families. Paranormal State was always one of my favorite paranormal shows on TV. I watched that like religiously. And then I always read and researched the Warrens. So they were huge influences in, how we investigate and how we treat families and work with families nowadays. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. I'll stay on here with you guys for a few more minutes and then I'll go get Kenzie. So yeah, Paranormal State and the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, were probably the most influential on us learning about the paranormal. Because if you go back and watch like our early episodes from 2004, 2005, we didn't know anything about the paranormal. We didn't know anything about filming. We didn't know anything about editing. So it's crazy. You sit back and you think these three goofy guys from the middle of Ohio, surrounded by cornfields, would spend this long traveling over the country, meeting with families and helping families, and then sharing it with all of you guys. And that's the one thing that we love is, you guys are just as important to the show and the success of us working with the families as we are. And we really hope that we get that across to you guys. And, I feel like we've created a community of good, solid people, and just the way that you guys react to the families and support the families and pray for them, and my brothers as well, has always been something that we've been extremely proud about. You could have the success on YouTube and the shows and stuff like that, but I think just having you guys involved and just to see that there is this group of compassionate people out there is really what drives us. So thank you to all of you. If you're watching this video, big thank you and shout out for everything that you guys do for us. Yeah, I probably won't edit anymore tonight. I try to get into a good headspace before we go out and film, especially when it's these dark cases, which is what we potentially have tomorrow. So I just try to get in a good headspace and I think lately it's been like more of the emotional headspace, which I don't like to go into an investigation like that because you open yourself up to things. But I'll get there. I've got some time before we hit the road. You see my and then the Exorcist. If you guys can see Dookie. Duke, you want to say hi? Huh? You say hi to everybody? I'll take you guys over and see Duke before I leave, which I'll have to be jumping off here in a few minutes. So yeah, if you guys can, please share the link to the episode tonight on your social media. Get the word out there. Sean and I had a great time doing it. It was a scary ass night, which you'll see in the episode, but able to document pretty good solid evidence in both buildings. And then you guys can decide which building do you think was the scariest, the one I stayed in or the one Sean stayed in. Thank you, Anna. So watch the episodes tonight and next Friday night, and then you guys can let us know which one of us had the scarier building. I think I did. Sean thinks he did. So we'll let you guys decide. But yeah, we'll go live at some point tomorrow. Sometimes with the family hauntings, it's a little bit more difficult to go live. But we'll try to go live tomorrow. And it just depends on if we have a signal or not as well. But yeah, everybody jump on tonight at 8 o'clock, watch the episode. It's really good. I know a lot of people, there's been a little bit of controversy about it, but I promise you, Sean and I, we stay true to who we are no matter who's involved or anything like that. We were literally locked inside of a building by ourselves, so it's not as dramatic as you think. And all the ones that are wishing us or saying their prayers, we appreciate it. You can check us out on Patreon. We've got new episodes up there right now as we speak. You can also become part of Team Nightmare and just click that join button at the bottom of the video. And then always like, subscribe. So we'll see everybody at 8 o'clock tonight. You guys will really enjoy this, I think. The reviews, just from people that's watched it early, have really enjoyed it. I'll bring you guys over here to say hi to Duke real quick. Dookie, look. Want to say hi to everybody? Everybody was asking about you. You're sleeping. You are. Say hi. Duke is being super sleepy today, aren't you? You couldn't sit with Daddy? Hey, don't go back to sleep. Duke, wake up. Duke, you gotta take time to when we talk. Everybody wants to see you. So I was just looking at pictures of when I rescued, or my daughters rescued Duke the other day, and Duke in this old rusty cage in the pouring rain, no food. His cage was full of water, he was soaking wet, and then to look at him now. I'm proud of you, buddy. If you ever want unconditional love, rescue an animal. I love all animals, but it's like, just seems like rescued animals just have a certain more amount of love and appreciation they give you. So yeah. And Duke and I have like this special bond, which all of you animal lovers understand that. I always say, you know, you think you rescued Duke, but in reality, Duke rescued me. And then you have Tucker, which is like the laziest dog. Tucker was not a rescue. He is like, those you don't know, like Tucker's like completely blind, so I'll let you guys see how lazy Tucker is real quick. Hold on a second. Tucker, what are you doing? Tucker. Tucker, what are you doing? Hey, you want to say hi to everybody? You stretching, buddy? You stretching? What are you doing, buddy? Yep, that's what Tucker does all day. So yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to jump off here and go get Kenzie before I forget. See you guys tonight in the chat. You guys are the best. We'll see you sometime this weekend. Thank you, and everybody have a wonderful weekend.